right, guys. Specifically on offense, we need to iron out some things. I feel like a lot of us are confused, and my job is to make your lives easier. So follow along and let's figure out what we're doing. So if you guys go to Huddle, you need to go to Play Tools and click Playbook. Okay, make sure you're in the offensive section up here. Then you click Installs, and I put in. This is what we're going to essentially do in May for 7-on-7. So personnel, formations, and motions. I'm also going to add a box with the plays that we're going to be focusing on, but I'm going to go one box at a time. So you click this, and then it has personnel groups, formations, and motions. And this is essentially everything we're doing right now for 7-on-7. So there was a lot more stuff for our 11-on-11 football, but right now focusing on 7-on-7, I want to give you guys something to start with. So let's look through this, okay? Our first base personnel is Bombers personnel. That's 1 running back, 0 tight ends, or 10 personnel, okay? This formation is an example of Dubs right gun. We're going to go into that in a second, but the main idea of this is when you guys hear Bombers, we have no tight ends in. So the Y is spread out as a wide receiver, okay? And then our second formation, second personnel group that we're doing almost exclusively right now in 7-on-7 is flanker. That's 1 running back, 1 tight end. So where you see the 11 personnel, that means 1 running back, 1 tight end. Okay, so you can see the difference is that an 11 or a flanker, you got a wing or a tight end in the game. Okay, so you need to know that base fact first before we get into the formations. Okay, as we get into the formations, all right, there's a lot of variations, so I'm just going to scroll through them with you real quick. Okay, so Dubs right. Okay. Our default is under center for the quarterback and tight for the receivers. So if you don't hear the word gun, that means we're under center and tight, okay? In Dubs, the Y and the Z are married and the H and the X are married, okay? So if we just call Dubs right, we should be in this formation, all right? This is automatic flanker personnel because we're tight, all right? If we went to the next formation here, we have Dubs right gun, okay? So when you hear the word gun, we're talking to the quarterback. He's in shotgun, and automatically the receivers are spread, okay? So this is Bombers personnel. That means the Y is going to be spread out as a slot receiver, okay? So this is what Dubs right gun looks like in Bombers personnel. Okay, if we went Dubs right gun at a flanker, everything's the same. The only difference is the Y is a wing, okay? So specifically if you're the Y, you really got to be paying attention to the personnel settings, whether it's Bombers or flanker. As we get into the summer and into fall camp, we're going to have other personnel packages. Heavy, we're going to have jumbo, we're going to have twins, okay? But we're going to start slow and restart this learning process a little bit. And we are right now just going to focus for 7-on-7 world, Bombers and flanker, okay? Moving into a different formation, okay? Let's look at Dubs left, okay? No gun tags, so our default is under center and tight for the wide receivers, all right? The left in Dubs is talking to the Y and the Z. Okay, so Dubs left, the Y and the Z are on the left, the H and the X are on the right. Okay, next formation, Dubs left gun. Very similar, except now we're in shotgun and the receivers are wide. All right, so with the back, there's going to be a new video about the back number tree, but for right now, the back is going to be based on the number alignment, which we're going to get into in a second, or in a second video. All right. Next formation, okay? Dubs left gun at a flanker. So again, the Y's on the left, we're in flanker personnel, which means he's going to be in a wing. The Z's still spread. The H and the X are spread to the right, all right? So again, just to rehash this, if it was just Dubs left, okay, we're tight and we're under center. When you hear the word gun, that means quarterbacks in shotgun, backs offset, receivers are spread, all right? Let's keep going. Okay, bunch. Okay, if we don't call gun, it's default under center and tight. It's automatic flanker when we are in bunch. So the Y is the wing, the H is the point man, the Z is the outside receivers to the right. The X is always the single receiver in 3-by-1 formations that is not triple. Okay, so right now in tray or bunch, the X is the single receiver. All right, next video. Okay, bunch left. Again, auto flanker. We got a tight alignment with the X on the single receiver. Next, okay, bunch left, gun tight. All right, let's walk through this. Bunch left, our receivers are left. Our X is single receiver to the right. Okay, gun means the quarterback's in shotgun. Default in gun is the receivers are wide. So if we want the receivers to be tight when we're in shotgun personnel, we need to call the tag tight. So that means the quarterback can be in shotgun while the receivers are still tight. All right, so bunch left, gun talks to the quarterback, and then the tight call is going to bring the receivers back in. Okay, bunch right, gun tight. The right is talking to the Y, the H, and the Z now, and the X is the single receiver. Automatic flanker, okay? And then now we go to tray, okay? So flanker personnel. First of all, T for tray means we're 3-by-1, okay? So we got the Y, we got the H, we got the Z. Again, you got the X as a single receiver in bunch and in tray sets, okay? So tray right talks to the Y, the H, and the Z, okay? Gun means the quarterback's in shotgun, the wide receivers are spread. Flanker personnel, that means the Y is going to be tight as a wing, all right? If you look at tray right gun out of Bombers, okay, now you see the Y, he's spread out as a slot wide receiver, okay? So, you know, in some of these personnel packages, it just moves one guy, but we got to make sure that he's tight in flanker and he's wide in Bombers, all right? Here we go, tray left gun now, okay? So the Y, the H, and the Z are to the left, and the X is the single receiver to the right. We have a gun call, which means the quarterback's in shotgun and the receivers are spread. Our flanker personnel means the Y is a wing. Next, tray left gun out of Bombers. Again, Bombers is going to mean that Y receiver is going to be spread out. Next, okay, triple. Okay, this can be confusing, but that's why we're making the video. Okay, triple is automatic flanker. We have a tight end on the ball in flanker, okay? Normally, the direction talks to the Y. In this case, it talks to the other three receivers, all right? So triple right means the Z is the number 3 receiver, the H is the number 2 receiver, and the X is the number 1 receiver, okay? Gun means the quarterback's in shotgun. No matter what, for right now in flanker, auto flanker, the Y is going to be the tight end, okay? There's a way to spread out the Y in triple. That would be a Bombers personnel set, but for right now, we're not going to run that in 7-on-7. Okay, so triple right gun out of flanker should look like this. All right, let's go to the next one. Triple left gun. So again, in triple, the direction talks to the 3 wide receivers. The Y goes opposite. So Z, H, X, Y to the right, and auto flanker. Okay, so again, triple is different than tray. Okay, let's go back to what tray looks like. Okay, tray is 3 receivers, but the X wide receiver is wide. Okay, in triple, it's 3 wide receivers, but the single wide receiver is the Y as a tight end. All right, and we have the Z, we have the H as the X. So it's a little detail, but we want to get our receivers moving around in a game, and this is how we're going to do it. Okay, we went over triple left gun. Okay, bunt. Okay, so now we went over quickly our personnel groups, our formations. Now let's look at our motions, okay? We need to start doing a little bit more of this. I think it's going to help us in these passing league games, all right? So we already should know what bunch right looks like, okay? YHZ under center tight. If we go Z jet, okay, that means the Z is going to motion, fast motion, outside until the ball is snapped. He cannot move upfield early. He cannot stop. Right now he's running fast until he hears the quarterback snap the ball, okay? We could go wide jet. We could go out of a different formation, H jet. So right here it's Dubs right, okay? Again, no gun call. So we're under center, we're tight. H jet. The H is going to move fast until the ball is snapped, and then he's going to run some sort of route. Again, I'll reemphasize, he cannot move upfield until the ball is snapped on a jet motion. It's a legal formation. It's a penalty. Okay, yo-yo. Yo-yo starts with the Y, so the Y is just going to buzz out and then buzz back to his original position. So you can see the note. It says end back where you started. This is just for the quarterback to see if it's man or zone coverage, and then the ball is going to be snapped. Okay, so the Y passes the quarterback, comes back to where he starts, then the ball is snapped. Okay, here we go. Now we go to switch. So tray left gun. Okay, that's what our formation would look like in shotgun, spread. H switch. So switch means the receiver moves a little slower to his post snap alignment and then the ball is snapped. Okay, so he's going to get there a little slower. Quarterback's going to let him prepare to get set, then the ball is going to be snapped. Okay, so jet is fast, switch is a little slower. All right. And again, we could switch anybody we want in this formation. It's Dubs left gun, Y switch. Okay, so if the Y is already a wing, he's just going to move from left wing to right wing. All right. Next, this is another little funky one. It's called F8. So it starts with F. That means the running back is going to motion out as a wide receiver pre-snap. Okay, this all happens before the ball is snapped. So the 8 hole is the outside left number 1 receiver. He's going to get set. Then the quarterback's going to snap the ball. Okay, the F cannot be on the line of scrimmage in this formation because he's covering up the Y. He needs to be off, wait, get set, and then the ball is going to be snapped. Okay, and if we went the other way, it would be F9. So even numbers are left, odd numbers are right. He's just going to go to the number 1 receiver spot to the right. All right. We can play around with motion into the number 2, number 3, but again, if we're trying to keep it simple right now, we're going to just play around with F8 and F9. All right. Okay, so be prepared. I'm going to add in another group of May 7-on-7 installs. That's just going to be the main plays we're going to focus on for the next month until we get a better rhythm. All right.